Hi, good morning. This is Bob Mackenzie, and I'm the executive pastor here at North Coast, and we get to look at Numbers 11 this morning. In Numbers 11, we have Moses leading the Israelites from Mount Sinai out into the desert, and the grumbling and whining starts. The people start wailing from their tents. We want to go back to Egypt. We want meat. We want fish. We want veggies. We want carne asada. We want guacamole. We want to go back. And their whining actually causes Moses to start whining. And he goes to God, did I birth these people? Did I conceive these people? The burden is just too great for me, Lord. In fact, if I have to put up with them any longer, take my life. So first of all, the Lord deals with the Israelites. And he says, you guys want meat? I'm going to give you meat, and you will eat it. Not for a day, not for a week, but for a month, so much so that you hate it and it starts coming out of your nose. Now, before we get to what he did for Moses, sometimes you get these glimpses and these foreshadows and these tastes of things to come. And that's what we have here in Numbers 11. In many fairy tales, stories, and movies, The Prince and the Pauper, Cinderella, if you're familiar with C.S. Lewis and The Horse and His Boy, Shasta was a young boy, a fisherman's son, or so we thought, and we find out later he was actually the true prince and the future king. There's a common theme in many stories of someone going from nobody to somebody special, or from nobody to realizing who they really are. And that's what we're going to see here. We're going to see a quick hint and taste and glimpse of what is to come. So Moses gathers these 70s, and God drops his spirit upon these 70s, and they prophesy. And it's amazing. Except something happens. Two men outside of that group, the Spirit also falls upon them, and they prophesy. Well, someone comes running to Moses and tells Moses, and Joshua tells Moses, there's two others out there, not part of the group, and they're prophesying. Make them stop. And Moses says, are you jealous on my sake? I wish that all Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord would put his spirit on all of them. He's like, oy vey, I can get all the help I need. Please, everybody should be a servant of God like this. But what we have here is this foreshadowing and this glimpse and this taste of the future, of what happened in Pentecost, where Peter stood up and quoted from Joel. This is that was spoken of, where he said, in the last days, God says, I will pour out my spirit on all people. Your sons and daughters will prophesy. Your young men will see visions. Your old men will dream dreams. Even on my servants, both men and women, I will pour out my spirit in those days. So what's amazing is in the Old Testament time, when only prophet, priest, and kings had the Spirit land upon them, and then the Spirit would leave. And that's why you see David in Psalms saying, please take not thy Holy Spirit from me. We now live in this age where the Holy Spirit not only comes, he fills us, and he stays with us to equip, to guide, and to lead us. And so now what Moses was praying for, would that all God's people be filled with the Spirit? That's what we have now. You now have the uncreated creator of all living in you. And he doesn't leave. And it's amazing. Because now he has made you ministers and priests and ambassadors of Christ. You're the official spokespeople for God, with God in you. It's not about your ability, it's simply about your availability. You have the uncreated creator of God living in you. And Jesus even said, I go to the Father and you will do greater works. Greater works? Because there's more of us around, equipped, continuing the work of God. Moses was saying, this burden is too great. I can't carry it myself. And now we get to carry Jesus' burden because the Holy Spirit of God has now filled us. And what we saw a glimpse of in Numbers 11, we now have. So for you and I, this should wake you up more than a cup of coffee. This is who you are. You're a brand new species of human beings, energized, led, and directed, and filled by the uncreated creator of all, the Holy Spirit of God. And he sets you aside as holy, righteous, and a saint, and he has things for you to do. He has people for you to talk with. He has things for you to do to touch people with the love of God. Now, you might have woke up this morning feeling like Shasta, the fisherman's son, from The Horse and His Boy. But the truth is, just like he found out he was a true prince and the son of a king, You are a son and a daughter of the King of Kings. And what was glimpsed and tasted at us and hinted with us here in Numbers 11, that's what you have now. God bless you guys. Have a great day.